I don't know what I was thinking, guys, but I will not be going into Walmart. Not at this hour of the day, which is 4 o'clock. And Valentine's Day Eve. Are you kidding me? With all those little people in there, all the little people with the big people trying to get last minute Valentine's Day cards and treats and all that. It was a hot mess in there. You hear me? That was not a place for anybody in their right mind. You hear me? Between those huge carts that they now have. I mean, the carts are so big, y'all, you can't get down the aisle with them. And I grabbed the cart thinking I was going to grab the things that were on my list because it was only about 10 items. And then when I realized that's not going to happen, I didn't know what to do with this cart. I didn't want to leave it in the aisle like I would have normally done since I didn't need it. Maybe somebody else could use it. But if I left it in the aisle, it would have crowded the whole aisle. And nobody would have been able to do anything. So I slept this thing around like a dead horse all the way through to the checkout line. And that was even worse because now they're still revamping and doing and remodeling in there. So now you have at least 4 or 5 checkout counter registers that are not there. They pulled them up out of the ground. The spaces are just plain empty. And you're trying to figure out how you're going to navigate this. How are you going to get out of this store with these 2 or 3 items and keep your sanity at the same time? It was unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable experience. Never go to Walmart on a holiday eve, especially when you know full well that they are doing the place over. It's a hot mess. Okay, y'all, these are the new shopping carts at Walmart. They're huge. Get ready. They said you're going to have to pay $1 to use them eventually. And I think they're on their way. They wouldn't buy brand new shopping carts this size unless they expected something from it. And oh, by the way, you can hardly get down the aisle with these carts. They're too big, clumsy, awkward. What's happening, y'all? This is how you travel down Walmart aisles. Slowly, very narrow, with huge carts. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? I just want to talk to you really quickly about a really interesting situation or moment yesterday at Walmart. You know, when you go into Walmart, and oh, by the way, that's not the only store, but it just so happened that this story is about Walmart again. But I had a moment to speak to one of the associates yesterday. You know, when you go in and out of there, everything is in such a rush. You running through that self-checkout and trying to keep your eye on the prices and everything as you're scanning it because you don't want to get took. But anyway, bottom line is I went in there yesterday and it took me all overnight for me to really process what really happened. And the open cash register, cashier line, that's where I went. And the associate that was there, she was so pleasant. And we had a moment to just talk because there was no one behind me. There was no rush. And it was such a pleasantry because I got a chance to ask her how she's doing, which is one of the most important things that was lacking in the shopping experience lately at Walmart or most places. You don't get a chance to talk to people. We're talking to a screen. We're sliding a debit card in. There's no interaction. For some people, going to the supermarket or to the mall stores or wherever you go to transact your business, I think the highlight of a lot of people's days are just getting in touch with the people that they're dealing with. But when you take that away and you just have nothingness. It's nothingness when you're not dealing with people. You're just dealing with robots, okay? It doesn't make for a good experience for shopping. So that's what we were talking about yesterday. When I got up to her, I was asking her, She said, how was your day? I said, oh, my day is going well, except I can't find half the stuff in the store because they're in the midst of doing the store over, a makeover, right? As in many Walmarts. And so one thing led to another. And then I asked her, and she said, yeah, she works there. And she said she can't find half the stuff either. And then we started talking about her being at the register. I said, I'm so glad that you're here. You're one of those essential workers that I really appreciate, and I just want you to know it. And so she said, okay, thank you. She said, I have never heard that for a while, and I appreciate that. She said also that yesterday, they had 6 real people registers open, which is a rare form. It's a rarity nowadays. She had to go down in the self-check area to let people know we have cash registers open if you want to come on up. Because so many of us are so used to now, you just don't even look anymore. Because if there is an available cashier, it's usually only 1 or 2. And the lines are out the door. So you have been forced into taking care of your own checkouts, right? That was the whole idea. Let's not forget it. But anyway, she was like, yeah, I'm so glad that you decided to come to my register because I have a chance to say hi and greet people. And she said that's what she's used to. And so then she went back and to tell me about a backstory of how she got where she is. And she said, she grew up with her mom being a cashier. And so she ended up doing basically the same thing. When she graduated from high school, that was her first part-time job, being a cashier. And she was so proud of it and so happy to do that job because she said she enjoyed interacting with people. She enjoyed serving people, okay? So it just hit my heart so much because she said it just so happens. I said, well, what do you think about all of these new self-checkouts that they're doing? Because you can see, we were talking about how the fact that they're working on doing that particular Walmart over. They do it all through the evening and, through the night when no one is around. And every day you come in there's something new. So I asked her, I said, what do you think about all of these new self-checkouts? She said, it just so happens that she just came from a meeting and they were talking about what's going on around them. And she said the first thing she asked was, what are you going to do with the current cashiers once you get rid of all of these, once you continuously add more and more self-checkouts? And she said that the manager confirmed and encouraged her not to concern herself because you're not going to go anywhere. You're still going to have your job. And I said to myself, and she was so happy. She had the biggest smile on her face. You could tell she's been there for quite some time. I didn't get a chance to ask her how long she's been there, but it's obvious by the way she carried herself and the way she handled herself, the way she spoke and interacted, because she said over and over again, customer service is so important to her. And she is so excited to get a chance to interact with people. So, when she said that they're going to be able to keep them, she was really, really happy. And when I left the store feeling so good about how she felt, about what she's doing. And I also left the store praying that it is going to be just what that manager told her. Her job is not to be concerning her. She's still going to have her job. I don't know how that's going to look going down the road, but we'll see. Because that's a disheartening thing to know that she is such a dedicated worker. You can tell she's been there for many, many years. I know I've seen her for at least 7. And, she's excited. She's actually excited about helping people, serving people, and doing right by people and interacting with people. That's something that AI, robots, and all this other stuff will not be able to take the place of.
Fun. And besides that, you don't have it on now.
I do have it on. And I just want to say, Raven, if you're listening out there, this is the interview that you asked me to do on my 93-year-old mom as she does her clerical work this morning. She still does her own clerical work, y'all. She does her crossword puzzles. That's what keeps her mind active and alert and aware. She understands everything that's going on in this economy. in this and during this inflationary time that we're all in, seemingly everybody's struggling and hoping and praying for the next day. But what did you say, Mom? You've seen this before, right?
Yeah.
In your lifetime, you've seen situations like this before, right?
Very much so.
And did you make it through?
Yeah, I made it this far. And besides that, it changes, and then it goes right back to it goes. Another rich, it goes in a circle.
Exactly.
90-some years ago, it's going on the same thing is going on today.
Wow. So that confirms what King Solomon said.
Yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun, right, Mom?
Exactly.
And we're going to keep on keeping on. Isn't that so?
Exactly.
God bless you, Mom.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you.